It's a pretty austere spending review. Strange to say when we're talking about the kinds of money borrowed this year and set to be spent next year. But it cut non-COVID public service spending by more than £10 billion next year and in subsequent years relative to plans. I have to say it's not obvious to me that either the need or the appetite for public spending has diminished since March. There's been no top-up to NHS spending plans after next year. Frankly, I would be most surprised, I'd be astonished, actually, if these plans were adhered to. Second, the Chancellor sprayed enormous amounts of money at dealing with COVID this year. He's allocated £55 billion for next year. He's allocated precisely zero for subsequent years. I hope he's right that we'll no longer need to spend anything at all on test and trace or PPE or vaccines or anything else, but I wouldn't bet on it. And third, these plans involve ending the temporary increase in universal credit from April next year. It was intended as a temporary policy and it's government policy to end it, but experience suggests that pressure will build for it to be kept. The government may not, but may change course. So I would put those pressures together, and in my central scenario, I'd have spending and borrowing at least another 1% of national income higher in 2024 and 2025 and then thereafter. Now, 3% hit to the economy is obviously painful, especially after such a long period of poor income growth, and especially given the hit we've had from Brexit. But it's way less painful than the impact of the financial crisis. And on central borrowing scenarios, borrowing will be only 100 billion or so in 2024-25, which actually is not a million miles away from current budget balance or stabilising debt as a fraction of national income. It probably require 20 billion or so of tax rises to achieve those things. But 20 billion, again, in the context of the scale of austerity we saw over the 2010s, is not a vast quantity of money.